There are many enchantments that can be put on a bow, two of them being Mending and Infinity. However, a change to the game made years ago in 1.11.1 prevented these two enchantments from being applied together on a bow. But why was this change made? Well, there are a few reasons, one of them being that the Mojang team may have been concerned that bows were becoming a little too OP. The fear may have been that having a bow with Infinity and Mending would discourage players from engaging in combat, which was just recently revamped at the time. Having a bow that always had arrows and never needed to be repaired was just too broken, and a change was needed to be made. Another reason for this change was because of how players were using the bow with the punch enchant to travel with the elytra. Some may have forgotten this, but when the elytra was first introduced, rockets to propel you while flying didn't actually exist yet. This meant that you were only able to glide downwards from the position that you began. However, players soon realized that using the punch enchant on a bow would knock you forward and help you gain momentum, allowing players to prolong how far they could travel using the elytra. Obviously, this was an unintended feature of the bow. Mojang soon added rockets a couple updates later, as they were a proper way to gain speed using the elytra. However, Mojang wanted to make sure that people used rockets instead of a bow, and decided to make the nerf to Infinity and Mending to make using rockets a more viable option. And one final reason as to why the change to bow enchantments was made has to do with a pattern that Minecraft has been following in recent years. To make the game more engaging, there have been certain trade-offs and choices that players now have to make when equipping tools and armor. For instance, players now need to make the choice of whether to wear a chestplate for protection or an elytra for convenient travel. This engages the players to make a decision that requires a sacrifice to be made for each choice. And as you can see, making players choose between Infinity and Mending is just another example of a trade-off players need to make instead of having the definitive best bow in the game. And so the reasons why Infinity and Mending can't both be put on a bow is for reasons surrounding game balancing, preventing unintentional game design, as well as creating a more engaging experience for players.